In 1959, 9 experienced hikers entered the frozen mountains of the Soviet Union. They were strong, trained, and prepared for the harsh winter conditions. But something happened that night. Something so terrifying that they cut open their tent from the inside and ran into the freezing darkness. This is one of the darkest files in the Shadow Archive. The group was led by a 23-year-old engineering student named Igor Dyatlov. Along with him were 8 other experienced hikers, most of them students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute. Their goal was simple: complete a challenging winter trek across the Ural Mountains. It was considered difficult, but not impossible for a group like this. On January 23, 1959, the hikers began their journey. After several days of travel, the group reached the slopes of a mountain known as Kolotsyakol. Interestingly, the name comes from the local Mansi language and means dead mountain. That night, the hikers set up their tent on the open slope. It was the last time anyone would see them alive. Weeks later, when the hikers failed to return, search teams were sent to the area. What they discovered shocked everyone. The tent had been cut open from the inside. Their belongings were still inside. Boots, coats, food, everything was left behind. But the most disturbing detail was the footprints. The tracks showed that the hikers had calmly walked away from the tent, barefoot, into the freezing night. The first bodies were discovered under a cedar tree about a mile away from the tent. 2 hikers were found there wearing almost no clothing. They had tried to build a fire, but it wasn't enough to survive the cold. Soon after, 3 more bodies were discovered between the tree and the tent. It looked like they had tried to make their way back, but never made it. Months later, when the snow began to melt, the remaining 4 bodies were finally found. Their injuries were shocking. One victim had a crushed skull, another had severe chest fractures. But the most disturbing case was a woman named Lyudmila Dubinina. She was missing her tongue and part of her face. Even more mysterious, some of the clothing showed traces of radiation. Over the years, many theories have tried to explain what happened that night. Some believe it was an avalanche. Others suspect secret Soviet military tests. There are even theories involving unknown creatures or something not entirely human, but none of these explanations answer every question. More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass Mystery remains unsolved. 9 hikers went into the mountains, and something forced them to flee their shelter in the middle of the night. Whatever happened there, the truth may still be buried beneath the snow of Dead Mountain, and that file remains open in the Shadow Archive.